Hercules, come here. Oh, man. Oh, this is nice. What's in here? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is fancy. How do I get Mommy to build me one of these? Are you helping, buddy? Is you helping? What's Mom doing? Yeah, you guys been working together while Dad went and got a haircut, huh? That's right. I do cut my hair, of which I put a hat on every single day, for the most part. But, gotta keep it short and clean. Let's run a mic test with Shannon.
Mic test.
How fast can you say mic when it's a wind chill of about 28 degrees?
Not very fast.
Try it.
Mic.
Whoa, that was so fast I couldn't even hear it.
Mic.
Let's try it. My lips are numb. Mic, check.
It's hard whenever it's cold.
I don't know, I thought I did okay.
You did awesome. My lips were sticking together.
I know, and my nose is numb, so I had to cheep and say bite. We have a wandering livestock guardian dog. He's up on the other side of the camper. He likes to play tricks on us while we're down here working. And the irony is, who are we working for?
We're working for him. Trying to make a dry place for his food and water.
And then he runs off.
What a jerk.
What a jerk. Herc the jerk.
Herc the jerk.
Oh no, Herc's not the jerk. He's the most lovingest, sweetest LGD that would absolutely murder a raccoon or possum, maybe. Or make friends with it.
Or he may play with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. It's Kyle and Shannon. A little bit cold out today.
Just a little bit.
So I went and got a haircut, and this lady said, you know what, I'm gonna get to work. I got stuff to do. We, as you know from our last video, and we're gonna talk more about here in a little bit, we skirted the camper. Huge success. We've seen wonderful numbers. We feel great at night.
It's keeping it almost 50 degrees under the camper consistently.
When it's like 20, 25 at night.
Yeah.
With 10-mile-an-hour winds.
All that.
So we'll talk.
Good.
We'll talk a little more about that later, because I know Shannon has some things she wants to say, and I as well did a little bit of research, and we're feeling pretty good about our solution.
Yeah.
However, we're feeling pretty bad for Mr. Herc. We're not used to having a wild animal out here like Herc, who's over there wandering around, getting his calories in, staying warm for the day.
He does not want to come back in his pen. That's the kicker.
Yeah, we got to get his goat friends out here. So we're trying to focus on that. However, took a little detour. We're trying to make it so that the guy's food and water, A, water doesn't freeze, food doesn't get soggy, and B, he's not standing out in it whenever he wants to eat or drink if it's snowing like it was last night that we weren't expecting.
Although he did get in his house with his bed last night, so he was nice and warm.
Oh,
Don't worry, he's got super thick fur. He's half Anatolian Shepherd, half Great Pyrenees. He's tough, you guys.
And that's his house over there, right?
Yep.
And that's one of Nala's old beds that is fit for a princess.
And a prince. He loves it.
He was gonna sneak in, but he's like, no, they're gonna lock me in. So
he's like, I can't get too close.
Yeah, no. Before we had rain and stuff come, I had the doghouse turned just a little bit further this way. And I came out whenever we had some sprinkles and stuff, and I was like, man, I think the front of his bed or his paws or his nose or something might get rained on if we get precipitation. However, I've turned it since then. So north is about that direction. I turned it further away from north, and last night we noticed it was keeping out the snow and everything. So feeling good about that, but then of course, there's just poor food and water. So if he gets hungry or thirsty, he's got to come out in it. And that just doesn't work for a prince. So Shannon said, hey, you know what? We're going to spoil the man. He does work for us. We'll do work for him. What have you done here?
Well, I've just taken a couple of pallets and kind of stood them up.
So I do have an impact driver, or whatever the one is that you're supposed to be screwing in screws with, but Shannon continues to use the drill, which is fine. It has drill mode and it has screw mode, but I haven't let her in on the secret yet. We'll talk about that later. You're doing great, baby.
I'm supposed to be using a different drill?
No, that one will work just fine. That is a drill. So if you're drilling holes, yeah, that's the one you use. However, it also has screw mode. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but you can screw in screws with it, and yeah, it works kind of like the impact driver.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool.
So I've just taken a couple of pallets and kind of stood them up and then put one on the top and then taken some of my short pieces. I keep cutting the boards and getting them ready for the goat shelter, and then I find these little projects that end up using the boards that I'm gonna need, but that's okay.
But we have how many pallets left after all that?
It's not the pallets I'm worried about, it's all having all these middle pieces already ready for the goat
instead
shelter.
of having to tear them down while you're in the middle of the project.
Instead of having to tear them down while I'm building, blah,
So
blah.
that's why I see you randomly just tearing down pallets when I'm like, I thought we had something. She's just over there tearing down pallets like she enjoys it.
It's for a reason.
Okay. Hey, I love it. I never questioned it and I never stopped you. I just
And
like, she's staying busy.
I like to have extra wood laying around so that if I have a project like this, I just come to mind, I can get it taken care of.
I like it. So your plan here, are you wanting to put his house inside of it or close to it so that he can, kind of like a detached garage, he can easily get from the house to in here where his food and water and stuff are going to be?
I want his house close to it. I originally started to put this together over there, and then I thought, okay, when the goats get here, they're gonna jump on top of this. So I can't have it anywhere close to the fence.
Yeah.
So I just figure it'll be over here as a separate little garage house for his food and water. I might need to go grab another pallet to put on top here. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, for sure.
And then that way we can just kind of give him some area to stay dry.
What I'm thinking is if it's raining or something, we may have to turn this just a bit to kind of avoid the natural way that it comes in. But if it's raining or something, I'd like him to be able to stay out of the rain. In my mind, it'd be cool if we could make the entrance of his doghouse lead right into this so that he's got cover going in to eat or drink.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But either way, no matter how we set it up or put it together, we need this, right?
Yes, and honestly, when I put another pallet on here, it's gonna have an overhang.
That's fantastic.
So we can work with that.
That's cool, man. Good job.
Hey, thanks.
We got to call this one a Herc hut.
A Herc hut.
The Herc hut.
It's the Herc hut.
Is it stupid that I give a name to absolutely everything?
No, I love it.
I don't care, and my wife loves it, so that's a win.
And they're all, what is the word that I always forget?
What's the word? You know what it is. I paid real close attention in my Comp 101 class.
What is that word I always forget?
They're alliteration.
Alliterated.
Yeah. It's kind of like Grandpa's Poultry Palace. I did that with intent. The Shoe Shack. The Generator Garage. You know.
Now the Herc hut.
I knew it would pay off to get straight A's all through high school.
Hey, Herc. What do you think of your new Herc hut?
What you think, buddy boy?
For your food and water.
She working on your Herc hut?
He's like, I came and helped earlier.
He says, guys, this is rare. I don't come in this pen if I don't have to, and they don't have an egg for me. But I really missed my mom. Oh.
Did you check out all the things out there?
Are we safe, buddy boy?
You've been wandering all over the place getting your steps in.
He says, I did my
You wore
job,
your
Mom.
sister out.
Yeah, what a good boy.
Yeah.
Look how big he's getting.
He is tired. He wore himself out. He has been all over the place.
Yeah, but he's like the Energizer Bunny. He's just up and down because, well, he's a puppy wuppy. Look at that nose.
You're coming up on what? 8 months old? 7
8?
months old?
Mom.
How old are you?
7.
7 months old.
I'll be 7 months in about 7 days. No, 5 days.
I don't want to age you too much.
So we are still getting ready for having more animals out here. Mario and Luigi, who are over at Grandpa Adler Farms, they're doing great. Dad, there's no human on this planet I would trust more with those guys, and he gives us updates, plus we can watch his videos and see how they're doing. And it's gonna be hard, you know, hit a little bit of that. It just seems like we kind of did this with Adler Farms, and now we're doing it with K&S Get Out, and Grandpa Adler Farms just kind of gets to be the pivotal point where, you know, all animals live in heaven there.
Get your butt out of
here. And then we bring them here and have to replicate it. But we're gonna do so. So we're gonna try to take one from Dad's book and get these little shelters and things put together. We may wrap this one in a tarp, right? Keep it weatherproof?
Yeah. Which I guess would keep me from having to do too much on the sides, huh?
Well, I mean, you know, he may also eat the tarp, so we may need to do the planks.
Okay.
It's your design, babe, whatever you think.
Well, my original plan was to just put planks in between the gaps.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, I should have put the planks on the pallets before I stood them up and screwed them together.
Oh, because they got to go.
Because now I have
you put your support pieces already on there?
Yeah.
So where do the planks have to go now?
Well, if I can I'm going to try to slide them in here. Yeah, looky there.
Oh, you're my regular
There.
Pallet Pro, man.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Is that more alliteration for
Hey,
you?
I'll take Pallet Pro.
That'll work. That's great. And even if we choose, we'll kind of keep an eye on it over time. Hercules, come this way, bud. This is all a learning process, guys. Brand new, net new. We've never done this stuff before. Moved from the city, country life, raising animals, goats, all that stuff. Shannon has been doing awesome and is
I'm figuring things out as I go.
The cool thing is all the time on Pinterest and Etsy and YouTube and Instagram, all the time she spent looking at these kinds of things.
It paid off, you guys.
I'm very grateful for it. We, as you guys know, we are two very different people that come at things very differently. But if I go get a haircut and stay out of her way, she comes through like a whirlwind and takes care of our pup. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you guys know, Shannon and I are huge animal lovers, but we've never had the experience of having like farm animals. And so this is all net new to us. However, we've both raised dogs in our lifetime, and you guys have met Nala, who we're a little proud of her. She's a pretty good princess, very well trained. However, what we've learned through experience is that this guy is no Nala. He's a different animal entirely. Just because he's a dog doesn't mean they get trained the same way. Nala was very treat and food driven. And so it was very easy for me to train her specific tricks, a lot of obedience things. And of course, we only lived on a 1/4 acre lot. So it was extremely easy for me to teach her the property lines. That guy, he's not getting the same treatment. So what is the lesson that we have learned? Well, Shannon and I love being lovey-dovey with our animals. That works out. And a lot of things that you guys don't see on camera, a lot of voices come out that are probably just a little bit embarrassing. But this guy 100% works on praise. He could not care less, and most of the time leaves his treats. If we bring him some of those doggy bacon treats or whatever, like Nala gets, she just drools and loves them. He couldn't care less. In fact, most of the time he doesn't even eat them, and Nala finds them later in his pen. Well, off camera just a moment ago, we had a garbage truck go down the road, pick up the neighbor's trash, and haul it off. Big old loud thing. Mr. Herc hears it. He wants to take off down the driveway and was considering chasing the garbage truck had it not already moved on. Well, I calmly followed him over to the top of the driveway. He was probably 60 yards from me, quite a ways, and I used words that are in line with words I've used since the day we've been out here. Now, he doesn't respond immediately, but he will pause, and then I praise. He takes one step toward me, and I praise. And we kind of go through that process until he's doing exactly what we expect of him. And then, of course, once he makes it back up to me all the way, he gets loved on. And I mean, he wants to roll around in your little pocket, and you scratch his ears and his head and his belly, and he'll lay down in the wet dirt and mud and doesn't care. But that is his love language. Not only is it his love language, that's how we train him. So as he does a good job, as he's learning to stay inside the boundaries being basically where we cleared. I don't want him going out into the woods by himself. We take him on the trails. He and Nala do a great job staying on them. And then I'd ideally, which is what we just experienced, I want him to stay inside that gate. And then later down the road, once we get fencing up, it'll be that much easier. Of course, once the goats are out here, things will change a little bit. You'll have different boundaries. I want to be the good guy. You don't punish your dog with a bare hand or any limb of yours, because then they come to fear you. And you don't want that. If they fear you, they will absolutely not work with you. They may still do their job from time to time, but if they have the binary option of do I run or do I stay, if they don't fear you or trust you in the proper way, that dog is not going to listen, and it's gone. So we're still working on him, giving him some freedom, learning his love languages, and it ain't food, which is very interesting. All my dogs have ever been food driven. He is attention driven, which is great because I love to give him attention. So does Shannon. So food for thought, things we've learned raising an LGD in the short amount of time that we have. Obviously, we don't have animals for him to work with out here besides Nala. So things will change a bit, but we're just trying to learn, stay ahead of the game, and continue to be consistent with him. And what do you think so far, buddy? That's a good boy. Yeah, that's my good boy. He says, I love praises, guys. And back scratches, oh, moving that fur. Yeah, get down on the belly. This goes a long ways with him. And sometimes it's hard to believe because some people think, well, your LGD, that needs to be a ferocious animal. No, I need my LGD to stink up the place. I need him to bark up the place. I need him to let the possums, raccoons, coyotes, foxes, whatever else know that, hey, there's another four-legged creature here, and whether he's actually violent or not, they don't want to find out. So he's doing a great job, and we got a good love buddy out of it. And there's no shortage of love to go around, is there, buddy? It's my good boy. Sorry, camera battery died on the GoPro. If any of you use a GoPro, do you guys run into more issues with camera batteries and random audio things that you shouldn't for how much you're investing in those? I don't know. Great camera when they work right. One thing I do have to say, if you're looking for a woman who's gonna take care of you and your animals, find your one that becomes a pallet princess. Mine has become a pallet princess.
What'd you call me?
Millions of other great things about her. One new attribute, it's gotta be pallet princess. She's killing it.
Am I gonna be a pallet princess or a pallet pro?
Ooh, which do you prefer?
I kind of like the pallet pro.
Pallet pro.
Because Nala's a princess.
That's my bad. I was just up in the camper switching out cameras, and of course I saw
The princess.
the princess.
Yeah.
So you want to be
I'll be the pallet pro.
pallet pro. I love it. Guys, look at this. I literally went to get a haircut earlier, and my amazing wife built this. Hercules, bud, this is all you, man.
This is all for you.
He says, Mom, I still don't know about coming in the pen because you might lock me in there.
What do you think, buddy?
We're going. So we moved this flooring over, which is the same thing we got underneath that. Moved it over here. Hi, buddy.
Hey. Hi.
And
What do you
Shannon built
think?
this awesome, what is it, 2 pallets deep?
No, it's only 1 pallet deep.
That's 1 long pallet?
Oh, on the top it's 2 pallets, but
Well, on
on
the bottom.
the sides it's only 1.
On the side, so it's 1 pallet on the other side, and then one in the back.
Yep.
And then you got 2 going long ways so that you got a little more width down here.
Yep.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, well this is like HGTV, you know.
Do you need
Next
me to,
time on Doggy Pallet
you need to
Plays.
climb in here?
What does his new, what do we call this thing? Hercs?
Haircut.
No, go back in.
I couldn't.
Go back in.
My leg was cramping.
This time on Huts of America.
He
What
just took
does the new Herc hut look like? Pretty stinking awesome.
He took off
Hey.
my glove.
Hey, if you want her to keep working on this for you, buddy, you got to bring that glove back. Hey, don't you do it. Don't do it. Hey, uh-oh. Are you gonna let that fly?
Hercules.
Well, you know what? He realized you were in his hut, so he's like, well, fine, I'll take her glove.
That was it, wasn't it?
All right, let's go retrieve the glove. All right, guys, this has never been done in the wild before. Hercules is a stealer.
What are you
a
doing?
thief of thieves. And
That's
if he wants to
mine.
run,
Hey,
oh
buddy.
no, I don't have a zoom lens on, babe.
Come here.
Praise.
That's a good boy.
Good boy.
That's a good, come here.
Well, praise. Yeah, that's not for you, buddy.
Thank you. That's mommy's. Thank you.
Good boy. She was working on stuff for you, man.
I was building your hut. Come on.
Come down here and look at the haircut.
Oh, he's so rotten. But I love him.
Not that guy.
I love him.
I mean, what's not to love?
I know. Look at this guy.
Just because he steals your glove, I think that's even love.
Watch this, Herc. Let me get out of your way.
He was inspecting your shoes. Dude, check it out.
Come here.
Go look.
Come here. Look. Can you go in?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Herc in the Herc hut. I love it.
You'll get used to it eventually.
It looks great, buddy.
You'll get used to it eventually.
It looks great. Hi.
I just have one more brace to put on, and I think we're gonna be sitting pretty good.
Oh man, this is so impressive, babe. Good job.
Thanks. Oh, here's gonna be the test.
So, oh, did we mess up his? Look, buddy, you can go one level higher than you did before.
You can go higher. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
He loves laying on these pallets.
Yeah, it's kind of his perch spot whenever he's guarding and we're coming or going or whatever.
It's the pallet perch.
That's the pallet perch. I thought that was the pallet pat. I don't even know. I can't keep all. We're going to have to get some nameplates, guys. Hey, if you're one of those creative people that make things like that for my dad, let us know. We might need to work together. But we got to get some names on these things so that we don't forget them and you don't forget them. And that way we can train the animals and they know what they're called.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, look at him.
What a good boy. What do
He
you
says,
think?
hey, you raised
You're
my
even
perch.
taller.
That a boy.
No, you can't have that one. That's the other brace.
Hey, you know what else that's good for besides just a perch? Well, not eating me, that's for sure. That's a bad habit. You're not going to do that, okay?
All right, we're officially done.
Can you go back up there again? Or will you go inside and eat? Okay. Oh, yeah. Climb me? Yeah. Well, I didn't want my jeans to be clean anyway. That's overrated.
Not. You don't need to be clean. You already went to town today.
Yeah, that's overrated, isn't it, bud? So handsome.
Are you doing okay? Yeah, he just didn't have a good landing, huh?
That's a little slick.
No.
He jumped from there, slick there, whoop. A little bit of face plant. Hi, bud. Hi. I know it. His house was moved a little bit. I was telling you guys about the angle so that we kept the snow and everything out. This actually benefits a little bit more, and we can still turn that some more to see. But the idea here is that he has as little space to walk from his house into the hut to get his food and water, and also his food and water's in there. Now we may put, I don't know, cut up some tarp or something, put it up there to keep it out, but either way, this is going to be at least 100 times better than having his food over there. Having to walk through the mud, go get it. We're having to throw out soggy, wet food all the time. Babe, I don't care how
Thank you.
I don't care how full those hands are. That was the worst high five ever. Yes. You're so pretty.
You're so pretty.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This isn't what we planned on doing today, but you
It's not
literally
what we
just
planned
made
at all.
my day. I've been nervous each night, coming out, checking on Herc, cuddling up with him when it was real cold,
I know.
and you came out and provided a solution very next day.
Well, thank you.
You're kind of like how Amazon Prime shipping used to be.
Yeah, what's up with Amazon Prime? It's not 2-day anymore.
Oh, how in the world did that come to mind?
Anyway, one of the other things I've been a little bit worried about is Herc loves laying on these pallets so much that I thought when the goats get here, they're gonna try to kick them off. So now this gives another laying spot for the animals. I'm pretty excited about that for them.
Yeah.
And
Well,
think this is-
I was telling him before Herc took a nosedive, we do need to figure out something in that gap right there. Even if we take like a 2x6 and just lay it across
This
and
one
screw
right
it.
here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we may have to reposition this, move it down a little bit or something, but we got to get something across that so the goats don't get their leg or
Yeah,
Herc
good
even
thinking.
get their legs stuck in there.
So,
Babe, I'm so excited about
yeah.
this. Like, Grandpa Adler, Dad, I think you would be very, very proud of your daughter-in-law right now. This has got your name all over it. I don't think I could have got this done in this amount of time. You know me, I'd still be measuring and measuring and measuring and
hey, guess what?
getting ready to make my first cut. What?
I didn't measure a single thing. Not one. Not one single
We'll be
thing.
right back after this short break. I gotta have a talk with my wife. Hang on. Just. It's a good talk. We'll be smiling. She's not in trouble. No, I'm just kidding.
I have the tape measure, but it wasn't for my project. It was for something completely different.
Well, you did awesome, babe.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so what was the name of this? The pallet perch?
Pallet perch.
Pallet perch. The Herc
Herc
hut. A curse. The Herc hearse.
The Herc house.
Herc house. Herc hut. Pallet perch. But that's his new high vantage point. Does this platform up here get its own name, or are we way overthinking this?
No, it's part of the Herc hut.
Oh,
He's way over there.
he's
too.
over there doing laps, staying warm. So, per usual, we had other things come up that got in the way of the progress of the things we wanted to do, the things we've been talking about, but that's perfectly fine because this is super important because all of you and us...
Still productive.
Still productive. Man, you got a Hercules right on your jacket.
Oh, gross. You guys don't want to see that. It's gross.
You're going to have to change jackets before we hug next.
Yeah, right.
That's not true. I'll just fire back with all of mine.
You've got a giant one on your hood back here.
We love Hercules. Who doesn't? But this was one of the things that the weather just kind of slammed right into us. We were not expecting that snow last night.
No.
And so Shannon said, you know what? I need to prioritize this. I'm super excited and thankful for it, as you guys probably are too, for those of you who are asking about how he's doing in the weather. Well, now he's going to be doing great.
And he's been staying in his house. Like, he sleeps in there with his bed. He's been good and warm.
That's his nice warm bed in there. But he hasn't complained a single time, and we're trying to stay ahead of that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, back to what were we gonna do today is what we started yesterday. Well, we've been planning it for a long time, been talking to you guys for a long time, but the goat shelter. So I took Dad's Kubota. That, by the way, I'm gonna take back to him now that it's cold out. We're gonna put that back in the garage. And I gotta say goodbye for a little bit. You know.
I'm okay with that now that you have my spot ready for the goats.
On our 9th anniversary, you got me a bad boy mower.
Oh.
On our 10th anniversary next year, you know what might be a really good idea?
Is you buy me something really nice?
Crud. Yeah, you know what she's always wanted, guys, don't tell her. She has always wanted a 50-ish horsepower tractor. I know. I'm like, why? What a waste. Who would use that? Who needs that? Oh yeah, she does. Anyway, tractor's going back. Shannon's okay with it because I got this dug out a bit. Long story short, pulled some of the dirt up here, push it down there, try to level this out. Gonna do the rest of it by hand because it's just a little too tight in there and we don't have far to go. But we're gonna jump back on that after we thaw out and wrap this one up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, babe. Well, you know, your project has been commented about a little bit.
Just a little bit, and that's okay. So let's go up and take a look because there are a couple things I want to clarify as to why we did what we did and the material that we chose.
All right. And just like that, here in Missouri, we just walked up the hill, you know, just 80 feet. And now it's sunny and 70 degrees. I'm just kidding. It's not 70 degrees. It's still cold, but look at this sun. The sun snuck out.
We love the sun.
Not going to complain too much. Speaking of the sun, it kind of leads us to one of the questions about the choice that we made for skirting our camper.
Yeah.
We opted to go with that 1.5-inch thick foam that is designated for insulation.
Yes.
And I don't remember if we showed a full piece in the last video or not, but on one side is the reflective
You know what? I bet we didn't.
tin stuff, and then on the outside is what you see. So explain why we opted to face it inward, if you would, please.
Yeah, so I did some research on whether you put the foil side on the outside or the inside. And basically what I found out is that foil side is meant to make it to where the heat will kind of bounce off of it and contain itself underneath the camper. So that's why we opted to go with foil side in.
But what if we had pointed it outward?
Well, if we point it outward, it's just going to reflect the sun, reflect the heat, not help keep it warm under there. So we wanted to take the warm air that's already under there, keep it under there, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're not being combative. We just, these are the decisions we made. If you guys know otherwise, you know, make a good point as to why you would face it outwardly.
Yeah.
And
I know some of you said for aesthetics, for looks, like, I can't believe Kyle chose to put the foil side in instead of out with all those letters on it. It wasn't about aesthetics.
Oh, not at
It was
all.
about functionality.
Yeah, I don't want to be cold.
No. And the tape we used is a foil tape, and it is super sticky. If it leaves a residue on it, we will just use Goo Gone to get it off later. Not really worried about that. But it is extreme weather tape. So.
Not to mention, some of you brought up the fact that it may move around. I can tell you right now, because I dug the trenches for it and I pushed the rock in on it, it ain't going anywhere. We had, I don't even know how many, the winds were high that night, the very first night.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't have it fully enclosed, meaning they were coming in, gusting underneath it, whirling around, pushing from inside, pushing from outside. And so it held. No, not concerned right now as to whether or not those are going to move. If we need to reinforce them, Absolutely, we'll cut a hole in there, get in there, reinforce from the backside. But
Yeah.
this undoubtedly saved us anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees difference down below the camper itself. And so we've stayed super nice and tidy, super nice and cozy and warm, even when it's gotten down to like 19 degrees.
Yeah.
And of course, through winter, we'll get even colder, and we'll keep you guys posted on how well it's working.
Yeah. I'll keep tabs on what the thermostat says below, but it's been reading very consistently 48, 49 degrees.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
All right, so what was one of the other questions or concerns that were coming up quite frequently?
Oh, one of them was we should have put a door for storage under here. We intend to do that. We just, at the time, we were on a time crunch. We wanted to get it all insulated in. And our goal is to come over here on the back side of the camper and use one of the slide out sides because they are the taller parts of the camper. And we'll just go ahead and cut some of this tape and just make this a little door in the future so we can still use it for storage.
Well, and possibly even on the big side over here, since I have some bigger stuff. But
yeah,
the primary concern is going to be like the chainsaws, weed eater, blower, you know, anything like that. We do, we still use this fancy stuff. And I tell you what, after seeing your awesome work with Herc's feeding station down there, the Herc hut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we'll have ourselves a storage shed here in the coming week or so.
I had planned on building one, I just hadn't had the time yet. And now that I know a little bit of a rough idea how long that took me, I may be able to just throw one together fairly quickly.
Well, and it's not so much even, you know, prioritizing it over other things. We got to keep Herc warm. We got to get ready for the goats to get here. And in the interim, we see no precipitation for a little bit, so
we'll tarp things.
We'll tarp it, which would be better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, one other thing that people had suggested was straw bales. Can you talk a little bit about why we chose the foam insulation over the straw bales?
Absolutely. It was 100% because Shannon said so.
Well, yeah.
I said, hey, let's not, I want to use straw. She said, nope, we're using this insulation foam board. I'm like, okay, so that's reason enough, guys. If you, no, I'm just kidding. So all insulation has an R value, and that R value is a number, and basically the lower the number, the worse it is at insulating. The higher the number, the better. So I did a little bit of research myself, and straw, although probably kind of hard to come by the actual numbers, it ranges anywhere from like a 0 to about a 2.5 if packed very, very well. This 1.5 inch foam board is actually rated at an R6. So it's almost 3 times, just under 3 times as much of a better insulator than what straw would be for us. I don't know if real life experience has shown anybody different results, but we got to go with the research we have. So we opted for the insulated foam. This is the cute and adorable face that you get every time you come down here to the goat pen that right now is just the Herc pen. He's fighting the urge to wag that tail. He says,
"Hi,
I'm
buddy.
so sad. I heard you guys up there." But this is the greeting we get every time.
Hey.
Look at this little angel.
Hi, sugar.
Hi, Mr. Man.
Hi, buddy.
Have you been enjoying your new Herc hut that Mommy built for you?
Is it keeping your food nice and dry and your water nice and cold but not frozen?
I snuck a peek over here after a little bit, and you were in your house just sleeping and looking at your Herc hut.
I just wanted to cuddle. Hi, bud. Hi.
Hercules, come here. Oh, man. Oh, this is nice. What's in here? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is fancy. How do I get Mommy to build me one of these? How do I do that? I'm not
leaning on you.
Not very willing to share my Herc hut, Mom. You built it for me, and it's called Herc hut.
I know.
Thanks. This is awesome.
You're welcome.
Good job, babe.
Thank you. I'm glad you fit so well in there.
Is that because if I'm in trouble, you're sending me out here?
Guys, he finally caught on.
Hey, I'm going to need some more of that R6 foam insulation. We're going to have to tape it up around here because I don't have the same fur coat that little man does. Well, guys, this was just one more project that made it up the list because we want to take care of Our LGD here, Mr. Hercules, who has stolen our hearts time and time again.
And your hearts, we know.
And yours. He's everybody's favorite. We could probably just film a whole video of him walking around, and boy, I'd watch it.
You know what we need to do
It's
is
what we do most of the day.
we need to put the GoPro on him somehow and just record where he goes and what he
Herc
gets
Vision.
into. Herc
Would you guys
Vision.
be interested in Herc Vision?
Yeah.
If we can fashion something, I don't know, he could probably wear a human hat.
You know what? We could put Nala's harness on him.
We'll figure something out. Would you be interested in seeing some Herc Vision for a minute?
Yeah.
But seriously, thank you so much for doing this.
You're
I
welcome.
have been stressing and coming out late at night in the cold to make sure he's okay. And this is going to give me that much more peace of mind. And
Good.
you guys too, right? Shannon's awesome. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for this one. We're going to continue working on the goat pen. Didn't really hardly show you any of that because we just had to call a timeout. Hercules wants to play a little bit, maybe eat a little bit. He wants another egg. So we're going to get him and you out of here. Guys, we love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming by. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
All right. Good job, babe.
Thank you. Good work fitting in there.
Well, yeah, we'll see how well I get out. Oh. What do you think, mister? What do you think, mister? Say bye-bye, Herc. Bye-bye, Herc. No, say bye-bye to the YouTubers. Bye-bye, YouTubers. I'll see you next time, Facebookers. Watch for me on Instagram, everybody.